Ever since the day that you went away, you went away.
Hi guys, if you're new here, my name is Andra. I make commentary videos. Today's video is a question that I've been asking myself for a while. What can Tana do to redeem herself after everything that happened? And all the ways in which she's been cancelled in 2020. Honestly, I don't know if she can ever fully redeem herself, so that's what I'm gonna start off with. But I think some of her core fan base can return to her if she does certain things. And first of all, her apology for the microaggressions is not for me to accept. It's not something that concerns me. I am somebody who is pro equality, or as close to equality as we can get. I am somebody who is pro giving people indiscriminately the rights that they are owed and that they deserve. And if a community is saying that they don't have the rights that they want, then I'm listening, because I also feel like my community, Eastern Europeans, Romanians, whatever, we don't have what we deserve in Western Europe. So I talk about it. So I will always show support to other groups of people who talk about their rights. This is a long intro, but I need to explain this because I don't want you guys to think that I'm defending anything that Tana did. I have always not supported her, but kind of rooted for her to get better and become a better person. But I just got to the point where everything that she's been doing, and every time I thought she can do something to be better, she would disappoint me a little. So I still follow what she's been doing, but with very, very low expectations, and usually with ad block on YouTube, because I don't feel comfortable giving someone revenue if I don't see that she wants to fix herself. And unfortunately with Tana, every time I feel like she wants to fix herself, she does the same thing all over again. And I'm too old to believe these things anymore. So the first thing that I feel like she's been trying to do is get back to the core of her audience and what kind of videos they want, which she's been doing. She started to post story times again. People have been hating her videos before that. She's been posting more like higher production value, but also kind of nonsensical, no narrative, no meaning, trying to emulate either big publications or YouTubers like David Dobrik, and I feel like people didn't like that at all. And she maybe didn't like that, maybe she was trying new things because she's been inactive on YouTube for a long time, and maybe people just got tired of her kind of half-assing her work, and I feel like people don't want this kind of high production value but no sense and no meaning anymore. I feel like people just want authenticity and they want real people. So that's why people want story times again, because I feel like it went from this kind of YouTube in your bedroom as a casual, relatable person to high production value, but I feel like now it's going back to the old YouTube style, which was just laid back, not a lot of editing, and just being a normal person. People need a friend, especially during the pandemic. So I feel like that's a factor that can go into this. So I'm going to discuss the story time a little, and then after that we can move on to the other things that I feel like she needs to do in order to gain at least part of her fan base back. Okay, so I've got my notes down here because there's a lot of stuff that she's been talking about. So Tana made this story time in which she's been talking about how her best friend betrayed her by hooking up with her friends with benefits, I guess, and about her drama with Mod's son. So the story starts when Tana and her whole friends circle are going to this restaurant, and they go into the VIP area, and the only other people who are in the VIP area are like actual mainstream celebrities, so like Machine Gun Kelly, Megan Fox, and other people, and at the center of the table is Mod's son. So the theme of the party was for that other group of people, the fact that Mod's son is releasing a new song. And the new song is a song that is about Tana, in which Mod's son is being pretty terrible and telling her stuff like that he hopes she catches an STD. And I feel like everybody knew that they've been hooking up, like it was pretty obvious from the videos. Although I don't think they've ever spoken about it openly. And it's so weird because I've been looking at his new music and some of his songs are about Tana in like a loving way, and some of his other songs are like that one, like Karma, is just pretty horrible. And yeah, the lyrics are on the screen if you wanna check what I'm talking about. It just felt like very weird, and he probably wrote one of them when he was still with her and one of them afterwards, and that would make sense. And then Tana's talking about this girl who she names in the video as Mindy, who has been confirmed to be this girl called Brooke, and a guy that Tana has been sleeping with, and Brooke tried to get with him. The guy is confirmed to be a guy called Josh. I'm leaving the full names on the screen. And apparently Brooke has been trying to get with Tana's exes all the time, and that is really weird. Brooke is trying to look like Tana and Ashley, and that is already something very uncomfortable. I feel like she wants to be like Tana, which is just weird, but then again, maybe all LA girls look the same, I don't know. I feel like influencers kind of look the same lately. And when they were friends, she would say things to Tana like, whoever fucks you would want to fuck me too because we look the same. And that's horrible. And she said about Jake as well. And I know their marriage was fake, but I genuinely feel like Tana has feelings for Jake. Like, call me stupid for believing it, but Tana's been going after him like a puppy, even after they broke up. And I don't think it's for clout anymore because she's only getting negative reactions from her fans. Everybody's telling her, let it go, stop being with Jake, and nobody likes him in her fan base. So I generally don't think that it's for clout. And Tana talks about how after they came home from a party or from that restaurant, they were in the kitchen, and her friend Brooke has been hanging out with the guy that she's been hooking up with, that Josh guy, and Tana has been hanging out with the girl that Brooke liked. So they were both like being petty with each other. Apparently the girl that Brooke liked is this girl called Melissa, and she's been leaving ominous comments about that, indicating that it would be her, but I don't know because she's kind of a nobody, so I don't know if she's doing that for attention or if it's actually her. I don't understand how the LA nightlife works and how like completely regular people get with famous people in the same circle, so maybe that's a fact, I don't know, I don't even live in the United States. So she also says that after she hooked up with that guy on that night, Tana had the CCTV footage of that happening, and she kicked the other girl out, she kicked Brooke out, and for Halloween they went separately. They were supposed to go in matching costumes, but they didn't, and Brooke went dressed up as Little Xan, Tana's ex-boyfriend, who cheated on her. So I feel like that's a dick move on her side, like horrible. If a friend did that to me, I would be fuming too, even though we're no longer friends or whatever, it's still fucking horrible to do. And since then, Brooke has been posting TikToks like this. Like, girl, you know that Tana can't actually post footage of you sleeping with someone else because that's revenge porn. Like, you know that. So I don't understand why you like this. Then she posted this as well, insulting the way that he looks, although there is footage now that Tana has released in which they're not having sex, but they're very, very buddy-buddy. So I feel like it's not looking good for her to slander him when she looks like a rip-off Walmart version of both Tana and Ashley. She's slut-shaming Tana like that for no fucking reason and calling her a gold digger. I would say that this is the message of this TikTok. Talking shit about how Jake Paul throws parties, although she's been at all the parties with Tana and probably Jake, and she wanted to sleep with Jake. I don't understand. She's right about what Jake is doing being wrong, but like, it's so stupid that after you do the same, you make fun of others for doing it. And after the whole thing, Brooke herself released a video called To Tana from Mindy, in which she talks about this situation as well. She has a lot of contradictions in the video, such as saying that Tana didn't know about it till she told her the next afternoon, but then she says that she walked in on the video footage being screened in front of Tana and her friends. Maybe Tana didn't know the extent of what happened, but she did know something, so that's a lie. Saying that she didn't buy Chick-fil-A, which is like such a stupid lie, but then later on she says that Tana really thinks that I need her money to buy Chick-fil-A, I can afford it by myself. So did you buy it or did you not buy it? Like, why are you lying about such menial things? Saying that she didn't realize that the costume being Lil Xan would be bad for Tana because it's her ex. I don't think you can casually forget your best friend's ex. I don't understand even how they can be best friends if Tana has like Imari and Ashley who have been closer to her for years, and this random girl is not her best friend, but they call each other best friends. So, I don't understand how you can forget who your best friend is dating and just casually go dressed up as him. Saying that Tana stole her ideas for all the content that she's been creating lately, which I don't know if that's true. Even if that's true, it's not content that Tana couldn't have come up with, because I feel like Tana hasn't really changed that much, other than she's more opulent and showing off her money more, but the personality is pretty much the same, which is what people are criticizing her for, because she's not really growing up and maturing that much. So I don't know if those ideas are stolen or not, because they're similar to her previous ideas even before she even knew this girl. So yeah, saying that they're both in LA, so it's bound to happen that they will sleep with the same people. Like, girl, the population of LA is not 100 people, it's like a lot bigger. So I don't understand why you are saying something like this. I wouldn't sleep with my friends' exes, like, ever, unless they weren't like that close of a friend. Maybe if it was like someone that I hang out with but not like a best friend, never. And the population of the city being as big as it is, it's not like you would sleep with the whole fucking LA. And if you do, good for you, girl, but like, it just doesn't sound realistic. I don't think anybody has the time to do that. And I'm gonna read you some of the comments that like point out things that I agree with. I feel like the truth may be somewhere in the middle. I know Tana exaggerates things for dramatic effect and she sometimes lies, but I feel like I'm more inclined to not believe Tana but support her in this situation, because it's horrible that your best friend would do something like this to you. So this comment is saying you are living in her house, so you don't bite the hand that feeds you. It's a known fact. You sound like a homewrecker. And I agree with the fact that it's horrible that you would stay in the same house as somebody and then do this thing and use them, because she's giving you everything. She's giving you money, career, whatever. Tana is known to have boosted her friends' careers, which is why I feel like a lot of people gravitate towards her, because she likes to take people with her to the top, which is a really, really good quality to have. Like, for all her flaws, this is like a good quality. Wait, didn't she say we didn't even get Chick-fil-A, and then mentions the Chick-fil-A that she got with Tanas' assistant like 3 times? Yeah, that's what I said. Like, she's like, instead of scripting this or at least writing down bullet points, she just like freestyled it, and she was caught in a lot of like white lies. And she also said that her and Tana agreed that they would hook up with other people that they've previously hooked up with. Like, so Brooke could hook up with people that Tana has hooked up with, except for Jake. But it doesn't mean that Brooke should hook up with people that Tana is currently hooking up with, if that makes sense. So that's what this comment is saying. There's a difference between getting with the guy she's hooked up with and the guy she's hooking up with. And 100%, that's a big difference. I mean, girl, did you even make a move on Katie? Like, you all didn't even do anything. Girl, I was trying. And then somebody's catching her in another lie. Katie is not into Tana at all. 5 minutes later, everyone thought Katie and Tana would hook up. They were all over each other. So, what's the truth? Did Katie just have a sudden change of heart, like, in 1 minute? Okay, but what about the part where she said her celebrity crush was DMing you and she helped you talk to him, or was that a lie? She took my phone and sent one extremely risky message, then he never replied again. And somebody said that she did that on purpose. Even if she did that on purpose, and it's petty and stupid, why was Brooke talking to this person that she knows that Tana liked? Like, that's not... I would never do that with my friends. And although what Tana did, like I said, it's stupid, it's still not entirely wrong. And, like, good for her. Why is no one talking about the fact that Tana outed her? Okay, Tana didn't out her. She's been saying that she's bisexual for a while before that. And someone commented this, which is really funny. Ashley's Coca-Cola in an ice-cold glass bottle. You are Diet RC Cola in a warm can. And 100% she's trying to look like both Tana and Ashley. I've said that. And she's been provoking Tana, saying that she doesn't have any footage, and Tana posted some of the footage, which makes it quite obvious that they were going to hook up, but it's not enough to prove that they did. So I hope that Tana clarifies this and maybe shows more footage in the future. So, like, yeah, I think that Tana doing a story time was something that people wanted for a long time, and something as controversial and as big as this is great. But I also think Tana needs to talk about the other things that have been addressed on her social media and she refused to acknowledge, such as why she fired her manager Jordan, or left the management company she didn't address that enough. Why Jake is saying that Tana didn't vote for anybody when she was campaigning so hard for Biden, which would 100% be on Tana's brand because she would be too lazy to wake up to vote. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a thing. And Jake supporting Trump and shit like that, and Tana's still standing by him. I feel like she needs to distance herself from Jake in order for her fans to like her and her content more, because if you watch the videos in which Jake was present, people in the comments are always saying, oh no, not Jake again, whatever, like nobody likes him. And I know it's hard because she has feelings for him, but that guy is toxic anyway, so I don't understand why she keeps going to him over and over again. And the Jordan thing she's been hinting at with tweets like, it's crazy how the second someone fucks you over and you cut them out and they can no longer use your suck it right, they turn on you in the same moment, huh? So I don't know if that's about Brooke or about Jordan. And I just think generally Tana needs to change a little bit of her attitude towards her commitments, because she's not serious, she's always sleeping, she's always missing flights. Proof being that recently after, I think, Thanksgiving, she said that, I missed 2 planes today, I'm crying, fuck this is prime, idiot, Tana, fuck 2 planes too. Yeah, and that's stupid because, you know, people can't afford to eat during this time with the pandemic, and you are so privileged that you say this and make fun of the fact that you missed 2 planes. Like, it's not a quirky personality trait, it's just pure stupidity. Like, I'm sorry girl, but that's what it is. Like, I'm rooting for Tana, but my patience is like, because I'm so exhausted at what Tana has been doing repeatedly. She has a pattern of behavior, a pattern of being irresponsible, running from problems, turning to random people to fix issues that are inwards. And I'm not saying you shouldn't talk about your issues, but like the way she's doing it is just, I got a wellness or whatever accountability coach and now I'm fine, I don't have to address anything. What? Just because in my opinion Imari has been pretty irresponsible to not call her out when she was being microaggressive towards him specifically. And you know, she was like that towards other people, but I'm saying Imari as her best friend should have held her accountable too, but he doesn't do it. And I don't know if it's because Imari is basically, his career is built from Tana and off of Tana's fans, so maybe Imari is just scared that he's gonna lose his money if he calls Tana out for anything. But I would just think that you would be comfortable with a friend that you've had for so many years talking about these issues, but maybe Tana's the one who's not making him feel comfortable about this. And the way that she's refused to address the 2 other people who've spoken out against her, Nessa and Kahlen, I think that's how you pronounce his name, she refused to address them privately and she only did the video to look good. I don't like that, but yeah, I feel like the way for her to move forward, to at least recover some of the reputation and the love from certain fans of hers that she's lost, would be more transparency about changes in her life, like the Jordan thing, and more transparency about what the thing is with Jake Paul, like why she keeps going back to him. Maybe show him less on camera because people don't like him. More responsibilities, less being late and sleeping before your events and meetups with fans, because your fans are paying to be there, so you should respect their time because they're the ones giving you a career. Go back to YouTube more and focus on other types of content except for OnlyFans, because not everyone who follows you is a man who's into women or a woman who's into women. So some people might not want to buy your OnlyFans stuff, and you have fans who are maybe under 18 as well who wouldn't be on OnlyFans, so you cannot only cater to a select part of your fan base. Although I bet that she's making a lot of money on OnlyFans, she said she's making millions, so you know, I'm not surprised that she's focusing a lot of her attention there. But I just feel like some YouTube content here and there would be good to get your fans to come back to you and watch you like they did before. And just a lot more, you know, she said that she would make a second apology after her first one. No, actually she said, I'm never gonna make an apology again, and then she said if I have to apologize at the start of every video I will. But then people have been asking different things and like voicing their valid concerns in the comments of that apology video, and she said that she would address it in the follow-up videos, and she never did as of right now, which has been like months later. And she's been partying during the pandemic, and for a while she stopped because she was held accountable for it, but now she continued to party during a pandemic. At least show us that you're going to a party like once every 2 weeks and then quarantining. At least that would be like the bare minimum that you can do. So yeah, I don't know, she needs a lot of growth to get a full redemption story, in my eyes at least. And I will probably not like her the same as I did before anyways, because I feel like there's one thing to say things that could be interpreted as racist when you're a child, and there's another thing to not acknowledge how important they are as an adult and have that discussion. Because if you say something at 13 that's stupid, like, yeah, whatever, you're not grown up enough to acknowledge them. But the things that happened with Nessa and Colin, although maybe she doesn't do them anymore, she doesn't do things like that anymore, she still took like a month or 2 months to acknowledge them. So that means that she didn't think that they were important enough, and now she's an adult, so that's not excusable. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that there's anything I've missed about this? Like, what could Tana do to look better in your eyes? And like this video if you like it. And subscribe to my channel for more commentary on pop culture, influencers and stuff like that. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Ever since the day that you